Hello and welcome to our channel. In this video we are covering how we can fix webcam error code 0xA00F4289. This error code appears when users try to access their laptop's webcam through the built-in camera app in Windows 10. The camera app displays the "we can't find your camera" error message along with some troubleshooting steps that are accompanied with the said error code. As it turns out, in some cases the camera might flicker on the app, followed by the error message. The webcam shows some display for a second or so in some scenarios and then goes black, which could indicate a disconnection of the built-in cam. This prevents users from using their camera on applications such as Microsoft Teams or even Zoom. Therefore, in this video, we'll be taking you through this issue by providing the possible causes of the issue so that you can develop an understanding of the issue. After that, we'll get into the different methods that you can use to resolve the issue. So with that said, let's get started with the underlying issues that can be the problem. First one is the camera is loose. One of the main reasons why this error code may occur is when the built-in webcam is loose and thus the system is not able to read it properly. Because of this, it displays the active camera unplugged message. This can be easily resolved by gently applying pressure around the camera. Doing so will get rid of the error message. Second, the camera server service is disabled. This is another reason the error message may appear when the camera frame server service is disabled in the background. The service is required for your camera to work properly. Thus, if your service is not running, you won't be able to use the camera properly and eventually stumble on an error message as such. Third is Microsoft Skype interaction. In some scenarios, the issue can occur due to the interaction of the Skype application on your system with the camera. In such a case, the camera may not work as intended and thus you will be shown an error message. To circumvent this, you will either have to uninstall or exit Skype. On fourth, the camera is deactivated. Finally, the issue may sometimes arise because the camera on your system is simply deactivated. When this happens, your computer won't be able to access the camera and thus you will be shown an error message on the camera app. To get around this, you will simply have to activate the camera by pressing the respective keys on your keyboard. Now that we have gone through the possible causes of the issue, let's go through the different solutions you can implement to get rid of the error code and be able to use camera successfully. Before we begin, the first thing that you should do is to make sure that your camera is not deactivated. As mentioned earlier, in some cases the issue can arise just because the camera is deactivated. Therefore, press the respective keys on your keyboard to activate the camera. Once you have done that, you can try checking if the issue is still there. In case it persists, you can follow the methods we are going to show you now. First method is to apply pressure near the camera. If you read the message carefully, and as we have mentioned, it suggests that the computer isn't able to access the camera because it has been unplugged. This may sound weird if you are not using an external camera, but rather the built-in camera itself. However, this is still a possibility and can happen often. What basically happens is that the camera is either dislodged or it becomes loose, due to which it is not being detected by the computer. This can be easily resolved, however, it does require some carefulness. What you essentially have to do is apply pressure around the area of the webcam from both the back and the front until its camera LED powers on. Make sure that you do not apply excessive force, as it may cause permanent damage. You have to simply apply pressure gently and it should do the trick. This has been reported as working by more than half of the users who were facing this issue, so it should most likely work out for you as well. Second method is to start Windows Camera Frame Server service. Like almost everything on your computer, the camera also relies on certain services to function properly. The service happens to be Windows Camera Frame Server service. In some cases, if the service is not running and is actually stopped, the camera might not be able to work properly. Therefore, in such a scenario, what you will have to do is turn on the service and try using the camera. So let's go and see how we can enable the service. Open the Run dialog box by pressing Windows and R key. In the Run dialog, you need to type services.msc. In the Services window, find Windows Camera Frame Server Service. So let me expand this window. So as it seems, this service is stopped. You can just right click on it and click on Start. Or if it is selected as manual trigger for the startup type, you can go to Properties and just make the startup type as automatic. Once you select automatic, just click on Start and then try using your camera. The third method that we have is to exit or uninstall Skype. In some scenarios, the error message can also be caused due to the interference of Skype application running in the background. This has been reported by other users who were facing a similar issue. If you have Skype installed on your system, then this scenario is applicable to you. In such a case, what you can do is simply exit the Skype app from the taskbar so as to stop it from interfering with the camera. After that, try using the camera. Make sure that you completely close the application and not just minimize it. You can also choose to uninstall the application from the control panel if you do not use it. If you uninstall Skype, you might have to restart your PC and then try accessing the camera to see if the issue has been resolved. I hope this video will be helpful for you. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe our channel.